In this video, I'm going to show you guys how to make 13.5% per day passively by providing liquidity with Solana and Rizzmas. So before we get started, I do have to say none of this is financial advice. This is a very risky strategy if you don't know what you're doing. So consult your financial advisor. Use this video as a starting point, but as always, do your own fucking research, guys. Please. Okay, don't just copy what I'm doing here. So in this video, I'm explaining what Rizzmas is. I'm gonna show you why I'm providing liquidity for Rizzmas, and I'm gonna show you why and how it's paying over 13% per day right now, and just all the details around it. All right. So without further ado, let's jump straight into it. So here we are on the website, rizzmas.lol. And guys, just an FYI, I did call out Rizzmas in my group like weeks beforehand. So if you want to be a part of a high quality group where you get access to our 13-hour yield farming course that shows all the passive income strategies that you can implement in bull markets, bear markets, sideways markets. We do bi-weekly calls with our group members. We give out buy and sell calls. And we're just a dope group where we're all just here making money together. If that sounds interesting, click the link in the description, book a free strategy session. You'll talk to me or one of our coaches, most likely me. We'll see if our program is a good fit for you. If not, happy to point you in the right direction. I digress here. So if you scroll down here, you see all their links, which we're going to cover some of these. Have an Instagram, which is good. You don't really see that in crypto. And they have this thing where you can post your good deed and they'll share it. So that's like viral potential stuff. If you look at their Instagram, 1,300 followers. It's not crazy, but you know, most crypto projects don't even have Instagrams. Let's see what this story's hitting for. Okay, nothing. If you look at their Twitter, they have over 24,000 followers and they just joined in November. And guys, so Riz is almost like a little razzle dazzle. Like Riz has been a cultural kind of meme throughout this whole year. Like you go on TikTok, you see people like rizzing people up. It's basically just like one sex spitting game to the opposite sex, or I guess it could be same sex. Like, you know, trying to get someone's number, like, oh, he rizzed her up, like, oh, he was smooth, he did this and got her number, or she did this, da da da. Riz is basically like charisma. It's short for charisma. And then miss is Christmas. So this is a short-term strategy. I do think this can pump into the holiday season. And if we look here, we can see that the FDV right now is only 17 million, 17.5 million. Let's call it 18 million. That's a 5x from current prices. And it can be even more if you're accumulating it at 13% per day, you know, a rapid clip like that. So yeah, this thing's been pumping up and down. It looks like it's found solid support, right? Market cap, like I said, 17.5 million. But at the end of the day, guys, it is a meme coin. It's not a whole lot of liquidity here. It's only 674K per side. So you just make sure you have your exit plan before you enter, okay? So going back to the Twitter is really, really active. You can see they get a lot of engagement on every single post that they have, whether it's likes, retweets, and comments. Like, it's always in the hundreds, right? That's really good. They're really active. They have a pretty active Telegram, 24,000 subscribers in there. And, you know, I just think with Christmas coming up, this can probably hit $1 billion market cap. You never know. Like, you see what happened with Peanut. It's nothing crazy for a meme to hit $1 billion market cap. 100 million is conservative. I think it can realistically go to 500 million, which would be even larger multiple than a 5x. So I have a bag on the side, but I'm also providing liquidity with Rizzmas and Sol. And with 13% per day, you'll be playing with house money in less than 2 weeks if it stays that way. It's no guarantee that it stays that way, but this pool has a really good volume to TVO ratio. And let me show you why I chose to provide liquidity in this pool. So if we look here, this is the range I selected, right? My range is a little over 400%. So if Rizzmas outperforms Solana going into Christmas, which I think it will, and it hits the top of my range, I'll be able to take profits at 400%, right? Plus my fees, right? And whatever you want to do with your fees is up to you. I'm going to keep the Rizzmas rewards, and I plan on selling it all like probably Christmas Eve or Christmas Day. I don't plan on holding it after that. And then I'm going to keep my Solana in Solana, or I'll probably turn my Solana into USDC or something. I haven't decided. Who knows? But you can do whatever you want with your rewards. I'm not going to be compounding back into the pool. I do want to get into a risk-free liquidity pool, so I will probably just go with the USDC option. So I noticed in the beginning of the video, I didn't even describe what yield farming is. So basically, yield farming in this capacity, you're going on a decentralized exchange. You know, mostly I do it on Uniswap. This is actually my first liquidity pool on Solana. I'm doing this on Radium, where you can stake your Rizzmas and you can stake your Solana. And anytime people trade from Rizzmas to Solana or Solana to Rizzmas, you're getting paid trading fees. And how much you get paid is dependent upon how much volume is happening and the volume to TVL ratio. So if you have a lot of liquidity, meaning like a high TVL, and the trading volume is higher than the TVL, is basically less mouths with more food. But if you have an extremely high TVL and low volume, you have more mouths with less food, if that makes sense. So that's what I did. Now, why is this one paying so good? Well, here is our Yield Hunter tool. I'm checking this thing every day. This is our in-house custom tool. I had a developer build this for us. Our members get access to this with our premium membership. Go to knowithouse.xyz to check that out. But if you look here, this aggregates all the liquidity pools in all of DeFi in real time. And you can see that in all of DeFi, the Rizzmas pool is a 2% too. So you get a 2% on every transaction, and you get the trading fees. This is the 4th largest paying pool in all of DeFi right now on Radium, and it's paying approximately 4,886% APR, guys. And that's how I came up with the math of 13.5% per day, because that's 400 something percent per month, right? The correlation is pretty high. The liquidity is pretty low, but the volume is high, and that's why it's good. It's a high volume to TVL ratio. You can see it's a 6.6. That's excellent. Excelente. Okay, so if you want to get access to this tool on our community, like I said, book a free strategy session in the description below. So I saw this, I'm like, okay, I like this. I think Rizzmas is going to outperform Solana going into Christmas. So I'm going to provide liquidity, and I'll be playing with house money if all goes well before I sell everything. So I'm in a risk-free pool. So going back to here, these are my ranges. 410%, I'm giving price room to run. This has been like a pretty good support. If it drops below it for a while, maybe I'll lower it to here. We'll see what happens. I'm looking at it day by day, adjusting with the data. So I realized, guys, sorry, I had it on USD and not on Sol. You want to be on Sol, right? Because this Sol versus Rizzmas. It's not USD. And when you provide liquidity on Radium, you'll mess the numbers up if you don't have it that way. So it's actually 350% wide, not 400%. And when you're inputting these numbers here, this 7 means it's 7 zeros after this first one. And 1 0 off can change everything. This one is 6. It's 0 point and then 6 zeros. So now, if I go here, it shows all the data here, 2%. Like I said, you put your ranges here. You put the minimum and the maximum like you saw on here. And then the APR is so damn high, it don't even show it on here. But you can see that it's only $41,000 in liquidity on here. So the trading volume is really, really high. 24 hours is $111,000 in trading volume. That's almost 3x the entire liquidity. So that's what I was saying. It's less mouths, but more food. The mouths is the TVL or liquidity, and the volume is the food, right? We're eating these yields, right? This is how we're feeding our families, okay? So I just put, almost 6K in there. I just hopped in this pool a few hours ago. Let me see what happens if I go to refresh it. I've already made 23 bucks in like an hour. So that's pretty fucking good. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. So yeah, first time yield firming on Solana is not too bad. We'll see how it goes. So guys, with that, I'd like to wrap up this video. If you got value, I ask that you drop a comment, drop a like, subscribe, share with a friend. Let me know what meme coin, what yield firming strategy you guys want me to cover next. I am no longer a Solana LP virgin. So with that, I thank you guys for tuning in. I love every single one of you who's watching, and I will see you in the next video. Merry Christmas.